Welcome, Mental Upgraders, to our very first episode of Mental Upgrade Podcast. I'm Lina.
And I'm Daniel. We're super excited to finally launch this project.
Yes, Daniel, it's been a long journey and I'm so happy we're here. And to you, our amazing audience, thank you for tuning in. We're starting something we truly hope will help you a lot.
Absolutely, Lina. And for this first episode, we've picked a topic that's fundamental to personal growth and honestly to understanding how we tick. We're going to talk about how habits affect your brain.
It's such a fascinating topic because when you think about it, our lives are basically a series of habits. From the moment we wake up until we go to sleep, so much of what we do is automatic.
Exactly. And the interesting thing is, while they seem like small, insignificant actions, the accumulation of those habits over time has a monumental impact on our minds and how we perceive the world.
So Daniel, to kick things off, what exactly is a habit in simple terms?
In its essence, a habit is a behavior that has been repeated so many times that it's become automatic. Our brain is incredibly efficient, and to save energy, it converts frequent actions into routines.
I love that explanation. It's like the brain says, okay, we do this often, let's create a shortcut. And that's key to understanding why they're so hard to change.
Exactly. Think of it like a neural pathway that's been paved and signposted. The more we use it, the smoother and easier that path becomes. It's the famous habit loop. Cue, routine, reward.
Ah, the habit loop. I love that. Could you elaborate on that a bit more?
Sure. The cue is the trigger, something that tells your brain to initiate a behavior. It could be a time of day, a location, an emotion. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the benefit you get from completing the routine, which reinforces the loop.
Let's think of a simple example. You wake up in the morning, the cue, you make yourself a cup of coffee, the routine, and you feel that energy and warmth, the reward. And suddenly, without even realizing it, it's a habit.
Yeah, or on the flip side, you see your phone on your nightstand, the cue, you pick it up and start scrolling social media, the routine, and you feel a sense of being connected or not missing out, the reward. Now, let's get to the juicy part. How does this affect our brain? Lina, what's the first impact that comes to mind for you?
For me, the most obvious is how habits release dopamine. Every time we anticipate a reward, our brain releases dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter for motivation and pleasure. This drives us to repeat the action.
Totally. And it's not just the reward. It's been shown that even the anticipation of the reward activates that system. That's why endless scrolling is so addictive, for example. You never know what you're going to find.
It's like our brain gets excited about what's coming. Plus, habits physically sculpt our brain. There's something called neural plasticity, right?
Yes, neural plasticity is fascinating. Basically, it means our brain isn't static. It adapts and changes in response to our experiences. When we repeat a habit, the neural connections associated with that behavior get stronger. It's like building a superhighway in your brain for that action.
A superhighway. I love that analogy. And it doesn't just strengthen connections, it also makes them more efficient.
Absolutely. By automating tasks, we free up cognitive resources. This means our brain can dedicate itself to more complex or creative things instead of thinking about every single step of a simple action. Imagine if we had to consciously think about every step while brushing our teeth. It would be exhausting.
We'd be procrastination machines. It's true. And this leads to habits directly influencing our decision-making. Many of our daily behaviors are decisions we've already implicitly made through our habits.
That's right. For example, if you have a habit of going to the gym in the morning, you're not deciding to go to the gym every day. It's already part of your routine. The decision has already been made. This is powerful for both good and bad.
Let's talk a bit about the difference between positive and negative habits. A positive habit, like reading every night, can strengthen our memory, expand our knowledge, and even improve our sleep.
Exactly. And from a brain perspective, a positive habit reinforces those neural pathways that lead to beneficial outcomes. For instance, the habit of meditation can literally change your brain's structure, increasing gray matter density in areas associated with attention and emotional regulation.
That's incredible. And the reverse is also true. A negative habit, like spending hours on social media or mindlessly eating junk food, can reinforce neural pathways that lead to less desirable outcomes.
Yeah, and this is where self-regulation comes in. Our habits can make it easier or harder to resist impulses or make long-term decisions. If you have a habit of instant gratification, your brain will be trained to constantly seek it.
It's like your habits are training your brain to be more or less patient, more or less impulsive, more or less productive. And this is reflected in our mental health.
Absolutely. Habits like regular exercise, good nutrition, and getting enough sleep have a direct impact on the production of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are crucial for mood and well-being.
And the lack of those habits can lead us to feel more anxious, depressed, or with less energy. Our habits are literally the foundation of our mental health.
So the question is, if habits are so powerful and so deeply ingrained in our brain, how do we go about changing them or incorporating new positive habits?
The key is to start small, right? Don't try to change your whole life overnight. It's like James Clear says in Atomic Habits, the aggregation of marginal gains.
Yes, small habits, big results. Our brain responds better to incremental changes. Instead of saying, I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow, say, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes a day. It's less intimidating, and your brain is more likely to accept it as a new routine.
And you have to be patient. Don't expect instant results. Habit formation takes time. Some people say 21 days, others 66. The important thing is consistency.
Exactly. Consistency is king. And what helps a lot is making the habit obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. For example, if you want to read more, leave the book open on your nightstand. Obvious and easy. If you want to exercise, find a buddy, attractive, and celebrate your small wins, satisfying.
And don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. One day of not complying doesn't mean you've ruined everything. The important thing is to get back on track. The key is persistence, not perfection.
Great point, Lina. Our brain isn't perfect, and neither are we. It's the long-term pattern that matters.
So Daniel, to recap, habits aren't just what you do, they're what you become. They profoundly affect how your brain works, from dopamine release to the very structure of your neural connections.
And they can be your greatest allies or your greatest obstacles. The good news is that we have the power to be aware of them, and with effort and patience, we can mold them to work in our favor.
The key is to understand how they work. Be aware of the cues and rewards, and make positive habits as easy and attractive as possible.
We hope this episode has given you a new perspective on the power of habits and how they're shaping your brain every single day.
This is just the beginning of Mental Upgrade Podcast. We have so many more topics to explore together.
And we'd love for you to join us on this journey of growth.
If you enjoyed this episode and found value in what we shared today, please like it, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes.
And most importantly, share it with someone you think would benefit from hearing about how habits affect their brain. Help us spread this message and build this community of mental upgraders.
We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Leave us a comment and tell us, what's one positive habit you're trying to build? Or a negative habit you want to change?
We'll see you in the next episode of Mental Upgrade Podcast.
Until next time, Mental Upgraders.